Well, guys, we are finally here, and we are going to be talking about finally the Batman, the brand new movie that just popped out theaters not too long ago, and I got to give you guys a little more of a backstory on what my thoughts were about this. And again, if you first off, let me say, if you enjoyed this movie, that is fine. If you didn't, that is fine. I always have to go into that because I feel like in the world of anything entertainment or anything that is so-called not the best thing for certain individuals or anyone that finds this whatever, they just people get too eat up with this crap, man. They do like, oh, you don't like it, you're this, you're that. And I remember doing a reaction when it first came out and I trashed it. And I got so much crap about my looks or what I said about Robert Patterson or, everything, man. I mean, I had so much like, oh, well, it got old after a while. And even though, yeah, I had some people were in agreement or some people were not, it just shows how bad things can get if people do not come on the same page. And overall, the movie for me was an up and down hill battle for me because there was times I was invested in this film and there was times I wasn't. And I'm gonna go ahead and say this now: was this a good film? That's debatable. There was things in this film I liked, and there was things in this film I didn't like. This film was heavily, I will say, inspired from Batman on Halloween Night. It was inspired from the Arkham series. It was also inspired from not only the comics, but from the Batman animated series. So there was a lot of stuff that this film really tried to endure, not only for any kind of every other fan, but at the same time, there was so much in this film that they tried to cram into one part. Because again, this is only 2 years of Bruce Wayne, aka Batman, was being the Batman, and he's ruthless. He's not probably the best fighter, but he's a great fighter. And probably my two favorite scenes within this movie was probably when he went to Penguin's Club and when he was beating the crap out of these gang thugs in a subway area. That was probably, I would say, the best part of the movie for me, because overall, it basically went into the Riddler not being your normal Riddler. So let's get this out of the way right now. This Riddler was nothing like Jim Carrey's Riddler or any of the other Riddlers that we know. I mean, this Riddler was just off the chain crazy. He was killing people because, trying to make a long story short, we find out through the entirety of the film the reason why he's doing this is because he wanted to be able to show how much corruption there was in Gotham with all the city officials, the DA, as well as everything else. Now, there is something that I will say in this. They put a little too much political stuff in here, and I'm going to say that later on in the video. They do. Because in the entirety of the film, you are thinking, okay, why is the Riddler doing this? Why is he going after these people? And yes, he leaves Rose behind, and it's up to Batman with the help of Jim Gordon. We got a new actress playing Jim Gordon, and honestly, guys, I'm just going to say this now. I think the casting could have been a lot better through all this. I think they did a good job with what they were given, all of them, but at the same time, it could have been so much better. I'm just going to say this right now. It could have been so much better. The movie itself could have been so much better. A lot of people are praising this movie, saying it's the best Batman movie, that Robert Pattinson's amazing, and I'm sorry, but it's not that good. It's really not. I mean, to me, it was not that good, and they're trying to set up so much in here. They were giving Zoe Kravitz so much, and she pretty much, in this film, I would say is good, but does she hold up to, like, Michelle Pfeiffer or Anne Hathaway? No, not. I'm sorry, she doesn't. Robert Pattinson, does he hold a candle to some of these other Batman? Depending on your own opinion, yes and no. He, in this entirety, he learns that his father was not a good person, I guess, and then there's a lot of things that got shown, and even Carmine Falcone being the father of Catwoman. I'm getting into spoilers here, guys, so again, but also about how Thomas Wayne saved him, which again we've seen in the comics or in game or whatever. So it's very well known. At the same time, of a lot with Carmine Falcone, and then also with Penguin. I think Colin Farrell did a good job. It was really hard to even tell that that was even Colin Farrell by the way that they did that, putting him in that fat suit. From everything I heard, that was actually crazy to even see that that was even possibly Colin Farrell. So that I will say, really, I was like, damn, I wasn't expecting that. And also at the same time, seeing how they did some of these scenes, you know, the car scene with him where he's chasing Penguin, it wasn't that bad, but again, Penguin's not the main threat. He's an upcoming threat. He will be an upcoming threat. He's not the main threat. Right now, Riddler's the threat, as well as Carmine Falcone. Now, the one that plays Carmine Falcone, could there gotten a better actor? I fully agree they should have gotten a better actor, because all I saw is the guy that was from Don't Mess With Zohan. That was the main movie I've known him from, and I don't think that was a good choice of casting. Zoe Kravitz, you know, she is a decent actress, don't get me wrong, but again, her as Catwoman was kind of back and forth, and there was a few lines that she stated that I felt like they really were playing, you know, the race card, and I'm going to be honest with that, because of her saying, you know, with these you know, uppity rich people and these white rich people, it's like, why the hell are you bringing race into this? Like they're like, it made it look like that being white and rich was wrong, and at the same time that white individuals were the main premises of the bad guys. And I just didn't like the way that they were trying to perceive race and politics into this film, and it just seems like that's what Hollywood's always doing anymore, and I don't like that. It's like, screw what you look like and screw what your race is or your gender is, just, you know, focus on the fucking character. I'm sorry, I didn't like that. And you know, Robert Pattinson, am I a fan of his? No, I am not a fan of his. I'll be honest, guys. I've never been a fan of his. I've seen the Twilight movies and was like, oh, what's this movie? You know, he was absolutely fucking amazing. Dude, I don't care. Let me explain this to you guys. I don't care. I am so tired of people defending him from other films that he's done. And I'm sorry. Was he decent as Bruce Wayne Batman? He was decent. Okay, I will say that he was decent, but he wasn't the best. He wasn't. I'm sorry. If you enjoy it, that's fine. That's cool. The world's not going to end. That he sucked or he was amazing. It ain't going to end. And to people that get angry with me for what I am saying, you know, go outside, touch some, you know, breathe some air, touch some grass, go touch a tree. You know, the world's not ending. You know, stuff will move on. I'm sorry. It's just, I don't think this movie was as good as everyone was hoping it would be. It wasn't. I mean, I was bored throughout some of it. It was hard to kind of, it would speed up, then it would slow down. Then it would speed up, and then it would slow down. And I understood the premises of what was going on, but at the same time, it just, you were sitting there and you're going, okay, why are they putting this? Because again, I'm not a fan of the Riddler. The Riddler was never one of my favorite characters. I never liked the Riddler. I think he was a very annoying, pompous ass throughout the entirety of Riddler. I think the only two good Riddlers, out of my opinion, was probably Jim Carrey. You know, his Riddler at the time was very well done, and the actor who played Riddler in Gotham, he did a very good job at portraying the up-and-coming Riddler. Same thing with the one that played the Penguin in Gotham, the up-and-coming Penguin. And with the one that played James Gordon, Jeffrey Wright, you know, he did good. I did believe that was James Gordon. But at the same time, I just think that I don't know. It was like, okay, I can believe he's James Gordon, but at the same time, I was like, I don't know. Same thing with Batman. Like, I don't believe this is Batman. I don't believe this is Catwoman. I don't believe this is Alfred. You know, same thing with Andy Serkis. I didn't believe that he was Alfred. I didn't feel like he was Alfred. It just kind of felt like he was like, the way that they did some of these scenes kind of made like it was a fan film. And the reason why I say it was a fan film is just by the way they kind of did some of the scenes to make it look like that they did do some fan service in this film, but at the same time they went ahead and they put things in there that was not needed. Like I said, you know, putting in some of the things about the race and the politics, which again they shouldn't have done, because it feels like anything more with live TV or live movies that has any kind of actors, regardless of skin color or gender, that they got to put that into the film, and it's absolutely stupid. And there's no reason why you need to put that into a film, you know, unless you are one of these ones that just, oh, I gotta have it just to have it. No, man, come on, it's so stupid. And again, will I watch this film again? I don't know, maybe I possibly will, just to give it more, because when I saw it, I was watching it, but at the same time, it just, there was a lot of times I lost my interest. So there was times I just kind of felt like I'd rather just be watching something else, and I just wanted to get through the movie just so that way I could try to hurry up and say, hey, I watched it and this was my opinion. And again, guys, if you don't agree with me, that's perfectly fine. There are people that are saying whatever about this film, good or bad, that are getting crap. And again, I'm not going to give crap to somebody if it's a good film to you, if it's a bad film to you, or you didn't agree with the casting, or you didn't agree with something that, you know, doesn't prove to the standards of certain people. I don't understand why people do that crap. It's just really annoying, and I don't like it, because it just makes things not less fun. Again, I am a Batman fan. I will always be a Batman fan. I love Batman. He's one of my favorite heroes. I love the character Catwoman. I've always loved the character Catwoman. I love how she's portrayed in some of the animated movies. I like how she was portrayed in this movie. I did like how she was portrayed in this movie. I really did. I like how Penguin was portrayed in this movie. You know, he was a side character to Falcone, and that's how he was able to try to get his upcoming, and I like that. And I like how Catwoman, she was still, you know, using her looks. She was using her foxy. She was trying to use her you know, her brain to get what she wanted, and that's how Catwoman is. She's not stupid by no means. She is a very attractive, seductive, manipulating character, and that's the way she always has been. And then that relationship with Batman and Catwoman, it worked in this film. It did. It did work. I will say I liked how that was, and I also liked how they made it so damn dark with Batman. I will say that I liked how dark they made it with Batman, to where he was so concerned about saving the city rather than his image as a Wayne. And then when he learned about the possibility of things about his father, he was very pissed off. He was like, why did no one tell me about this? And why did this happen? And why did that happen? And we get to learn all about this, and then finally realizes it's not what he really thinks. And then we even get to see about other things that no one really, I would say, probably expected in this film. And we see, you know, possibly at the very end of the film, where there could be another Joker could be in this film, or Harley Quinn, or Mr. Freeze, or something. Because again, when the Riddler is locked up, we see him talking to someone, and then they just start laughing maniacally. So again, it could be Joker, it could be another character that they're going to possibly do in this film, or the film franchise that they're going to be doing. Again, guys, if you enjoy this film, I'm not going to mock you for it. Only thing I ask is if you don't mock me for it. Again, if you don't agree with my opinion, then you don't agree with my opinion. I'm not here for everyone to agree with me. I'm not here for everyone to disagree with me. I could really give a crap less what people think about my opinion. There's people that bother to listen to my videos that enjoy what I say, and there's some, I guess, troll me just to say, oh, how of a shitty YouTuber I am, or how shitty my content is. But at least I'm making content, but what are you doing? You're not doing anything. So again, if that's all you're going to do, then have fun, because most of what you're going to say, you're not going to do it to me in person. Because if you saw me on the block, you're not going to do something. So again, everyone is going to be a DC fan at the end of the day. Everyone's going to be a Batman fan at the end of the day. Just because you don't agree with something does not mean you've got to have threats or you've got to do something stupid. So again, guys, Batman overall, 1 out of 10, I give it a 4.5 or a 5. I don't think it was that amazing of a film. I don't think it was that bad of a film. Like I said, there are things about it I liked, and there's things about it I disliked. I liked the way the suit was for the most part. The Batmobile could have been better. The bike I liked to a certain degree. The fighting scenes were good to a certain degree. The casting could have been better. The momentum of the movie could have been better. The dark vibe I got, I liked. The progression of the story took a minute for me to kind of go, oh, okay, well, this is what they're doing, or oh, okay, that's what I think they were doing. There was just times where it really got me out of like, okay, you know, I'm ready for something else. I just, you know, it is what it is. But either way, guys, what are your thoughts about this? I'd like to know down in the comments down below. If you guys are new channel, subscribing. Leave a big fat like on the video if you guys enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts. Please be respectful in the comments, and let me know what you guys think regardless, and I'll see you on the next one.